This poem is something, sometimes you're just sitting someplace and you overhear a conversation between other people. And in this case, it was a conversation between one late middle-aged and three elderly men sitting in a cafe in the street in which I live, in the Rue de Turenne in Paris. And the title of the poem is Quoi de neuf sur la guerre, which literally means what's new about the war. In French, it just means what's new. But nonetheless, Quoi de neuf sur la guerre. 5 old men dissect last week's election. Jacques' student granddaughter bought a studio apartment bigger than the 3 rooms that he lived in with his 2 brothers, parents, in the Rue du Pont-aux-Choux, 2 streets up. Glasses folded on his cap, Maurice fishes for a not quite lost riposte in Yiddish. His accent is a familiar garment on a neighbor, here or in Strauss Park on Upper Broadway. The senior 4 worked here before the war. Now they're back in the rag trade, an 11 o'clock break, tradition, black coffee, and discussion, the cheder relived later. The one 2 decades younger, Victor, will at last bring up Israel, 60-ish son asking his elders what ought to be done. And Maurice, the pouches around his eyes creased deep in a sad smile, says, having known wars, not much peace, a schoolboy in Krakow in 1930. A solution? There is just one, the final solution. Does he mean the British had a plan in 48, Arabs could finish Hitler's job in the new state? Does he mean genocide in Palestine to be practiced by our own? Victor changes the subject. The waitress interrupts exegesis. Please pay, her shift is over. The watchdog of the cafe, a boxer, trails his young boss, stops at her trim heels. He scowls, sniffs the floor, and gets sawdust on his jowls.